What's going on, guys? So, got some juicy stuff for you guys right now. We are going to be going over the Dragon Ball Super manga episode, well, the chapter 46. So, this is the manga, obviously. Now, I haven't done one of these in like a long time, and to be honest with you, my main focus here, the only reason why I'm doing this is because of actually Moro. There's something about Moro I actually want to go over real quick. So I really want to get this entire episode down pat so that when we start actually playing, like going through it, we review why I think Moro is the #1 villain. Some key things about Goku and Vegeta that a lot of people don't really mention that I actually want to pull up, and something that happens, something Moro says, something Whis says, something that happens with Moro. It's a bunch of stuff. But stay tuned. We're going to get to this real quick. I will not be showing the actual manga itself. I'll be reading it to you guys. I left this screen here, so anyone who's interested in reading a free manga episode, you can actually go there and go read the actual manga episode, because I don't want to do anything with the terms and the services with YouTube and Viz and Toei and Dragon Ball. So I left this where you guys can go read it for yourself. I'm going to be doing an actual breakdown of this, so stay tuned. Give me 1 second. One moment. Why did that come up? I'm bringing up the episode for you guys so that we can see. So, all right, let's get started here, right? So I'm on the first page, right, and I'm reading it. So last time we left off, Vegeta had just run out of power from whatever Super Saiyan form he actually had. I don't know. If you guys watch Geekdom 101, you'll notice that Geekdom has a thing where he talks about like Vegeta's strongest form, which was an anime exclusive only with the blue evolution, and how the manga version can be seen as the blue evolution, although the manga version is described as something relatable more to Kaioken on Goku, which I actually don't like that. The fact that they would just make that like that's so stupid, but I'm not even going to get into that. But let's just call it blue evolution. So Vegeta ran out of his blue evolution because Moro has a active ability which absorbs energy around him. So literally Goku and Vegeta standing there is losing their energy little by little, just by standing there. And by Moro even being in their presence, these guys are losing their energy. So, and Moro is going to explain that later on in this manga as I go through it, when I read it to you guys and give the transformative descriptions between it. So he grabs Vegeta telekinetically and throws Vegeta into like a small hill, and then he's pushing his hand like this, ha 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 ha, and it's pushing Vegeta more and more into the rocks. So Moro is a kinetic being, and like he literally pushes Vegeta so far back that he destroys the landmass underneath him, allowing the nearby lake to sink in to where Vegeta is getting pushed into. So he's continuously doing it, and Goku, Goku's like, stop! And Goku tries to jump in and attacks, and he tries to knee him, or at least kick him. And Moro doesn't even turn his head. He just literally turns his eye, blocks it with one punch, with one arm, while he's holding his hand to keep Vegeta positioned in the rocks, grabs Goku's leg, and literally proceeds to do what Broly does to him. Wham, 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 wham. He's just slamming Goku all over the place and all over this thing. So it's kind of funny, like, this keeps happening to Goku all the time. I don't know if they're going to make this as a running gag of Goku constantly being whiplashed all over the place. But like, he's slamming Goku all over the place, and then he throws Goku, and before Goku can even hit anything, he erupts a fission geyser out of the floor, which, this really hurts Goku. And then Goku, like, he gets blown out of the air and he lands on the floor and he's like, damn it, I'm totally drained. And then Moro's like, the longer the battle, the more enfeebled you grow. While, and then before he could even finish that sentence, he notices Vegeta jumps into the air and Vegeta prepares a Gallic gun and he shoots it at Moro, and Moro eats it. And I don't mean eat like and tank. I mean he opens his mouth and eats the Gallic gun energy. And when he swallows it, you like, he goes whew, and you see a little shock absorbance around him. So clearly Moro is getting a little bit stronger. So then he finished his statement, because remember he said while, and then Vegeta shot that thing and he says while I grow even stronger. So Vegeta goes, damn it. So then it cuts away and it goes back to Beerus's planet, and Beerus is yawning and he's like, he's so bored and he's fishing, right? And clearly he's having a fishing competition with the Oracle fish. So Whis is like, Whis is in his staff looking at something, and Beerus is like, what's up, Whis? And he says, Planet Namek is exhibiting a sharp decline in energy levels, so I decided to take a peek. So Beerus is like, is that planet about to die? How exciting! So Beerus jumps off the tree stump that he is with the fishing rod still in the water, and he's like, I barely have, he says, I barely have to lift a finger here in Universe 7, since every so often some planet busting will come along, or planet buster will come along and do the job for him. Pretty much showing you just how lazy Beerus is. And he's like, you know, because he's super busy, clearly. So Beerus is putting his hand in the water and he just grabs the fish out of the water. He's like, gotcha. So then Whis is like, didn't you just say you were bored? And so Beerus is like, exactly. I'm super busy killing time. Like, Beerus is something else, man. So then he goes, hey, Oracle fish, is this your catch of the day? So the Oracle fish is like, this is a fishing contest. You can't just use your hands. That's a violation of the rules. So you lose. So Beerus is upset. He says, whatever. I'm sick of fishing. So then Whis is like, are you content to let the aforementioned matter play out? So Beerus is like, sure, that planet's got no food since the people there only drink water. Not interested. And you see Whis looking through his staff, and he noticed, Whis knows that Goku and Vegeta are fighting Moro. So he's like, very well. So for me, this makes me believe that Beerus is not even aware that Goku and Vegeta are actually on the planet fighting Moro. In fact, because Beerus said some planet buster, etc., comes along and does the destruction, Beerus is not even aware that it's Moro, but Whis is. And Whis is not explaining the situation fully to Beerus. So I know when they put out the spoilers to this, a lot of people at one time had thought that, you know something, this is kind of bad because, you know, if this is the case, then Beerus knows Vegeta Goku's gonna die and he's not doing anything about it. But that's not the case. Beerus is completely oblivious to the actual matter at hand in detail. All he knows is that Planet Namek is about to be destroyed by a planet buster. He has no idea who's going to die on it, nothing. So anyway, it pans back to Goku and Vegeta, who are completely, like, endurance-wise running out of, like, stamina. I don't think Moro steals life energy from a person and like, once he takes their life energy, they don't have it. I think he just takes their life force, it drains their life force, and they just become tired or they run out of stamina. But they can regain that stamina or their lost power later on. So there was this theory going around that Goku and Vegeta was going to lose their Super Saiyan God powers tomorrow because he takes them. But I don't think that's the case. So, but we'll see later on, but I'll show you why. So anyway, they show you Goku and Vegeta's stamina drained, and Goku grabs Vegeta by the arm and he says, I feel bad about the Namekians, but we got to get back to Merus and the Galactic Patrol. So he tries to instantaneous transmission, and he can't. And Vegeta's like, what is it? And then Goku's like, I can't use instant teleportation, not enough ki. So then here comes a huge fireball coming out of nowhere. I guess this is the power of the Gallic gun that Vegeta shot. that's being shot back at them via Moro, since now he has that energy. And it creates a cataclysmic, like the destruction wipes out the village and the area. Goku and Vegeta literally get, they're not hit directly by it because they jumped out of the way, but the blast force hits them and it does massive damage to the nearby area. One guy says that did some real damage, and the guy's like, oh no, our village, and there's a huge crater there where Goku and Vegeta is literally in the crater area. So they did not get, they were at ground zero, but they were not pinpoint hit by the Gallic gun. So Goku and Vegeta struggling to get up, and Goku's like, you still with me, Vegeta? And Vegeta's like, ah, damn it. And then Moro's like, at last your resistance ends. This was surprising, as beings such as yourself did not exist in my era. So clearly Goku and Vegeta at the power level that they are as mortals have been stronger than any other being during Moro's era. This includes Buu and any of those Kaioshins. So the power of Goku and Vegeta is by far that, which simply means mortal wise, Goku and Vegeta is the strongest in Universe 7, hands down, right? So then Moro goes on to say, the only one who stood in my way was the great Lord of Lords, who stole his abilities, right? So then he comes down with a thunderous knee into Goku's abdomen, and Goku's like, "Blah!" And before Goku can even throw up his own blood, Moro just grabs Goku by the neck and then says, however, I ought to mention that you two were never a threat to me. Now, I want you to keep this in mind. Goku and Vegeta never existed back then. So the strongest people were never a threat to Moro, except for the Lord of Lords who stole his power. And although Moro, in his weakened state now, is fighting people infinitely stronger than the people he's ever fought, Moro is like, still Goku and Vegeta were never a threat to them. Move over Cell, move over Freiza and Buu. The new #1 villain is Moro. This dude right here, he's the truth. This is a real villain. About time anyway. Dragon Ball is getting trashed with all these garbage villains that they keep making. It's so sad when you have to keep recycling Freiza because that's the best villain you have. But we got a new sheriff in town. So he telekinetically grabs Vegeta and brings him to him and chokes Vegeta by his throat. And he says, in fact, I welcome your presence. So he's choking Goku and Vegeta. He says, why? Because you will allow me to grow even more powerful. Which he's talking to Goku and Vegeta. And his hands, literally, pretty much what it is, he's draining the actual energy out of Goku and Vegeta. Literally. He's draining their life force. Or, he's just draining their life force out of them via their throats. And he pulls out these energy balls out of their throats. And then Goku and Vegeta drop on the ground. And their eyes are white. There's no pupils. And Goro has the energy and he eats them. And when he eats the energy, it changes Moro's body from the old decrepit elder state to a young, vibrant body. And Moro is even surprised. He says, incredible. That energy from a mere pair of beings could restore my flesh to this extent. That means Goku and Vegeta is ridiculous. That's all I need you guys to know. They're just ridiculous. Because Moro is even surprised that the level that his body was, like, it actually restored him to, like, it's just crazy. You'd have to see it. So don't forget, you guys can just go right to that website that you see right there on my screen. You can go to that link and you guys will be able to read this for yourself. So it's on Viz's Shonen Jump's or Viz's actual website. So so the guy Strawberry or Berry, whatever his name is, he's like, wow, great job, Moro. I was sure you could beat them all along. So then Moro looks at him like, man. So he's like, so the guy was like, all right, I wasn't trying to run away before. I just thought that I take the chance to collect the Dragon Ball. So Moro was like, surely you realize you cannot deceive me. And he's like, yeah. So he's like, well, how would you go about collecting them? He's like, well, and then he uses a scouter, and he said, I can pinpoint the villages with this here scouter. Each village is charged on one of those Dragon Balls. So once you found the villages, the rest is easy. So Moro's like, So Moro's like, he's looking down at him, and he's like, the nearby Namekians have begun to scatter. So he says, oh, duh, I forgot that you don't need a scouter to scout, Moro. So he's like, I sense a number of locations where they gather. Would those be the villages you speak of? And he's like, yeah, probably. So he's like, let us begin with the closest ones to us. And so Barry is like, whatever. No, whatever you say. So they jump in their ship and they start to fly away. And he's like, and the guy Barry's like, by the way, are those two good and dead? And he's like, those two are drained of their energy and will perish on their own in short order. So when Moro says drained of their energy, it looks like he drains a combination of life force and energy. Because being drained of your energy doesn't mean you're gonna die. You have to take life force. So Moro can drain any type of energy, which would make sense. He does life force and energy. Anything in kinetic energy form, Moro can drain. So he says their lives are no longer of concern to him. So let them proceed, and they did, right? So Goku and Vegeta's on the floor, and the two Namekians it's funny, the Namekian that Vegeta saves comes to him with an elder Namek, and you see them walking, and they run into him, and he's like, they're still breathing. Quickly now, Eska. And he's like, right. So Eska starts to heal them. So then this moves on to a different, like we go to a different panel, and it goes back to Earth, and it's Bulma, and Bulma's like, a week? I mean, really, it's been a whole week since Vegeta and Goku up and vanished. She's upset, and she's with her daughter and Mr. Satan, right? And she's like, hey, Hercule. He's like, yeah. And he's like, the jerks who kidnapped the boys had their mark on this uniform, right? And he's like, sure did. And then she's like, that settles it. The Galactic Patrol is behind it. So Hercule is like, so where we're heading? He's like, my big sister's place. She's got a communicator that can get us in touch with Jacko. So they fly over, and so now it's like, meanwhile, back at the Galactic Patrol headquarters. So some alien is like, welcome back, Agent Mirrors. Another day of hard work. And then Mirrors was like, I was informed that Majin Buu has awakened. Is that true? So he's like, yes, he woke not too long ago. Where is he now? The mess hall. This way, Agent Mirrors. So they go into the mess hall. He's like, Majin Buu is ravaging our food supplies. Obviously. So he's like, I'll be right there. So Agent Iriko, keep the ship ready to depart for planet Namek at a moment's notice. Hey, you two. And he's like, we got the Marasanian gang locked up in their ship. So he said, I need you to escort the others to the galactic prison. Right? And he's like, all right, we were wondering where you were going, where you were, Jacko, hanging out with Mirrors. Huh? And he's like, we got the message from you earlier. So Jacko's like, a call from me? So he's like, from mommy maybe. I hope she's got a birthday card I sent. So he's like, nope, not from your mommy. Caller ID shows that it came from a woman named Tights on Earth. And then Jacko's like, Tights? So then anyway, back on Earth, this is Bulma angry, yelling, you made them join the Galactic Patrol? So then Jacko's like, guess so. And Bulma's like, and why would you do such a thing? Then he's like, it was a Galactic King's decision, actually, and nobody can defy him. So then she's like, well, are they at least safe? And so this is Bulma's concern about Goku and Vegeta. And he's like, not totally sure. And she's like, huh, what's that supposed to mean? So then Jocko's explaining to her, lay off of me. They use instant teleportation. Like, poof, couldn't stop them. They should make a galactic law against moves like that. They're a real threat to law and order, you know. So then Bulma's getting angry now. She says, listen, you. If anything happens to my Vegeta, I'll make you pay. I really like the fact that Bulma loves Vegeta like that. Like, I really... like, it looks like Bulma will actually kill Jocko. So Jocko's like... She says, why are you threatening me like the bad guy? No, why are you treating me like the bad guy? So then Mr. Satan's like, can you ask if Boo's doing okay, Boomer? So Boomer's like, huh? So then Majin Buu, yeah, he's fine. So I guess Jacko overheard Mr. Satan say that. Just woke up from a nap. So then I guess Mr. Satan could hear Jacko say that. You know, so funny. Boomer has a thing on her ear, so I don't know how he heard that unless they're on speaker. But if they're on speaker, why would Boomer need a thing on the ear? So that was a mistake on the editor's part. So he says, glad to hear it, oh Boo. So then anyway, Boomer goes, I want you to send a ship my way. So I was like, I'm going over there. And he's like, what? He's like, if the universe is really doomed this time, then I want to see this Moro jerk with my own eyes before we all die. Boomer's cojones is massive. That is a real Boomer is a real, she's a ride or die chick. That's all I gotta say. Ride or die. So then Jacko's like, no. Sorry, looks like I ran out of minutes. We're breaking up. And so he's like, I must have made too many calls this month. Anyway, bye. And she's like, hang on. And he clicks. So he hangs up. So then Boomer's like, ran out of minutes. Yeah, right. So then back at the Galactic Place, Jacko's like, I swear that woman thinks the Galactic Patrol is running a taxi service. Agent Jacko. And so someone called Agent Jacko. Yeah, what's going on, Rico? And he says, I can't pronounce this guy. The score says some squad was patrolling near Namek, and we just got a message from them. They got life readings on Son Goku and Vegeta. Oh, those two didn't croak? And he's like, which means things could be worse, right? He's like, maybe I should call Boomer back. So meanwhile, back on planet Namek, right? Kid Namek, the Namek kid that Vegeta saved is healing Goku. So then Goku gets up and he goes, thanks, but you got your energies drained too, so don't overdo it, little guy. So he's like, I'm fine. I might not be as good as Dende, but I got healing powers too. We wanted to help you recover as little as quickly as possible, even if I can't get you at full strength. So Goku and Vegeta, well, Goku is not at full strength, but they're at least healed. So then the guy says, you two saved our lives, and this is at least the best I can do. So he heals Vegeta, and Vegeta wakes up. So Vegeta just gets up. He just jumps up. And he's like, whoa, you mustn't, you mustn't try to get up just yet. So he says, oh, it's you. So he says, I'm Eska. Thanks for saving me back there. So then the guy says, what do you know, Vegeta? Looks like we're still alive. So then Vegeta's like, he's looking around. He's like, how long have I been out? You've slumbered for 3 full days. And then Goku and Vegeta's like, 3 days? So he's like, and what of Moro? What is this fiend up to? So they're like, I don't know. He's like, he's already attacked 3 villages. He's probably headed for Elder something village as we speak. So he's like, what? And you need to obtain 3 of the Dragon Balls? And then Vegeta's stomach is like throbbing. So he's like, oh, and he's like, indeed. And 3 of our villages failed to protect the Dragon Balls. He slaughtered them. So then, like, there's a, and the place is rumbling. And he's like, what is that? And then Goku's like, Moro, is it? And he's like, and then the Elder Namek is like, not again. So anyway, in a faraway village on Namek, Moro is telekinetically choking the crap out of this Namekian. And he's creating lava geysers out of the floor that surround the whole village. And Moro just points the guy into the direction of the lava geysers. And the guy just flies into it and he's incinerated instantly. And the guy's like, tension! But he's dead. So it literally says sizzle. So that lava literally just crisped him instantly. So he's like, how dare you? So Moro's laughing. He says, your village is weathered in flames. There's no escape. So bring me your Dragon Balls. So he's like, we'll just hand that over to you. So the guy that says that, Moro just points at him. And he's instantly thrown into the geyser and sizzled to death instantly. So the guy is like, so Moro's like, you are all fated to die in due time. See, the thing about Moro, Freiza and Cell and even Majin Buu is cruel. But the thing about Moro that I like, because he's just as cruel as them, but Freiza was more like a tyrant warlord. Cell was more like a cerebral, what's the word that would describe Cell? He was like a cerebral, he's not psychotic. He was more of a, he was a cerebral murderer. Like, so there's got to be a word that describes the type of villain Cell is, but I can't, it can't come to, I can't get the words yet, but he was like a cerebral assassin. Like, it wasn't about him just beating you, it was about him outsmarting you as well. And Boo was just evil incarnate. But Moro isn't that type of dude. Moro is more sinister. Like, he's an ancient evil. Like, this is an evil on a level like an ancient evil, deeper than Boo, smarter than Cell, more vicious than Freiza. It's almost like the way Moro is designed, they just combined those three villains and made Moro in terms of their personalities. Because I can see Freiza, Cell, and Boo all merged into Moro. That's how what I see. So the guy goes, the Namekian is like, you devil, right? Back where Goku and Vegeta is, he's like, Goku's like, he started killing the Namekians. So he's like, damn it, I wish we could help, but still I can't use my instant teleportation. So Goku and Vegeta are trapped on Namek right now. So the Elder Namek is like, there's hope. We have not been idle these 3 days. So he's like, Goku's like, huh? You came up with some sort of plan? He's like, we Namekians have an assimilation as our last resort. So Vegeta's like, assimilation? And Goku's like what Piccolo did and Kami did. And he's like, the strongest of our warriors from every village have been combining and now make for some to Serbia, right? So this is some place in Namek. So all these Nameks are flying there, and as they're flying there, there's one particular Namek in the middle, and they're just merging with him, and they're becoming more and more powerful, much like Nell and Piccolo did on Namek. So then the Elder Namek goes on to explain, when several dozen Namekian assimilate, the resulting warrior can defeat any evil that may threaten us. This is how our tribe has protected itself throughout the ages. So Moro's standing there, and the village is standing there, and there's like a dot dot dot, and he's like, you've had your way, but that's not how it that ends now. So Moro's like, oh, how do you mean? So he said, the savior of all Namekians will be upon us shortly. It's your fate to perish by his hands. And they're just showing you all the Namekians merging into this one Namekian. So this is much like the Tournament of Power in the manga, when like that guy merged the entire planet of the Namekians into one. So he says, go savior of our dear planet, embody the pride of every Namekian. So then Barry is like, beep, 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 beep. His scouter's going off. And then they see an incoming Namekian, and the Namekian of that village is like, at last, right? Well, he's thinking this. He doesn't say this in his head. Moro's back is turned, so he can't even see this. Barry turns around and he sees that Namekian coming, and that Namekian is charging up a punch, and he's like, "Rrr," and Moro's back is still turned, right? And he throws the punch. Yeah! Moro doesn't even turn around. He just puts his hand out backwards, and it impales the Namekian. And he's just standing, and Moro's still looking at the guy, the elder, with his hand like this, and this super Namekian body stuck in his arm. And everyone's at a surprise, and this guy's dripping blood. And Moro's like, was this their savior by chance? Like, he doesn't even turn around to acknowledge the guy that's on his arm. He just drops him. Moro never turns around. He just throws his body on the floor, and then he says, apologies. He was dead before I even had a chance to see his face, while Moro is trying to wipe his blood off of his arms. Yo, Moro, who is this guy? And the chapter comes to an end. And the next chapter comes up on April 20th. But yo, this guy Moro, is ridiculous. Yo, he's ridiculous. So uh I'll take a few questions and statements from you guys before we end the stream, because I was going to keep the stream. I just wanted to go over the chapter with you guys about so there's some things I want to talk about. Right. Whis, I don't know if Whis is going to interfere, but if not for those Namekians, Whis literally would have let Goku and Vegeta die. Because he could have told Beerus, Goku, Vegeta's on the planet, and Moro is there, blah, 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 to see if Beerus would even want to get involved. Because when I saw the spoilers, right, I was under the impression that it was Beerus who didn't care. But it's not that Beerus doesn't care. Beerus doesn't know. And I'm not saying Whis doesn't care, but I don't think Whis wants to jeopardize his position as an angel again by interfering again. I think he's like that one time he interfered with Goku and Frieza. He'll never do that again. So he just left it to what it was. Let's take a look at some of the questions here. Do you think Moro is the god of God of destruction level? Well, Moro can be at God of destruction level. Moro is more of a threat than Beerus, in my opinion, because Moro can steal Beerus's energy. So if he takes Beerus's energy, there's nothing Beerus can do. So Beerus would have to Hakai Moro, but that's how dangerous Moro is. Another question. My only question is, who's really writing this, Akira Toriyama or Toyotaro? Akira Toriyama creates the actual script. He writes out the actual thing. Toyotaro's job is to create the manga and I don't want to say translate. That's not the word. Toyotaro's job is to take the script that Toriyama wrote and transform it into a manga. Same thing for Toei. Toei's job is to transform it into an anime. But Toyotaro has always been the writer. He's the main writer. Let's call him the God writer. He's the God writer for Dragon Ball. And then Toyotaro and Toei's job is to create their renditions of the God arc or summary that Toriyama writes. Let's see here. The angels don't interfere like that. Yes, they don't, Piccolo. I could see Moro eating the Hakai spear, but Beerus wouldn't Hakai spear him. Beerus would just Hakai him. Oh yes, illustrate. Thank you. Their job is to illustrate the work of the script of Toriyama. Thank you. Who said Zeno-sama, a Nintendo fan. I know Wamo isn't pure evil, but Cars, Edition, and the First Pillar's men are definitely pure evil. Can't wait for this to be animated. Yes, this will be animated godlike. All right. Oh, you guys are talking about something else. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. On this, I can't wait till this is animated. It's going to be a while before it's animated or whatever the case may be. But thank you guys for joining me on this short segment on a stream. I will put this in the anime section on our YouTube page. You can check out Empire Arcadia on YouTube. And you will be able to see this, so anyone who wants to be able to review it, or you guys can go to the Manga Plus and watch the actual manga via Viz website, and you can see the entire manga itself. So outside of that, you guys will be able to rewatch this. You can also check out Geekdom 101's review. He always does a review on the manga. You can check out his and Oppai Senpai. Right? I don't know how he does that. He goes Oppai Senpai, then he does the dance and whatever, the Ginyu Force dance. But you can check out those two guys because I watch them frequently as well. And you can get these guys' review on the manga episode as well. I'll see you guys a little bit later on when I get back to streaming some video games. I'm going to do some Octopath some Hollow Knight and some games later on tonight. Thank you guys for joining me. See you later.